As the frost settles across the land and winter takes hold, it may seem like the garden is in hibernation. But for those of us who dream of lush green harvests come spring, the work begins now. Welcome to Buckeye Bloomstead, where we believe every season has a purpose. Today, we'll uncover the secrets of winter garden prep, ensuring your soil, seeds, and strategy are ready for the upcoming growing season. Before we dive in, if you enjoy videos that inspire and empower your homesteading journey, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel thriving. Now grab a warm drink, settle in, and let's plan your garden's great awakening. Why is winter preparation so crucial for gardeners? Picture this. A garden is not just a patch of dirt, it's a living ecosystem. What you do or don't do now will shape the health and productivity of your crops for months to come. Preparing your garden in winter allows you to build soil fertility, minimize pests and diseases lingering in the soil, plan and organize your crops for better yields. Fun fact, did you know that some pests overwinter in the soil as eggs or larvae? Turning your soil or applying beneficial nematodes can disrupt their life cycle and protect your plants come spring. Take a look at your raised beds. Has the soil settled over time? This natural settling occurs as organic material decomposes, leaving your beds lower than they were last season. To ensure a healthy and productive garden, assess whether you need to add new soil, compost, or other organic materials to bring the soil back up to the desired level. Adding compost is always a good idea, as it replenishes vital nutrients that plants need for robust growth. Compost not only enriches the soil, but also improves its structure, water retention, and aeration. If your compost pile isn't ready yet, consider purchasing bagged compost or manure from a local garden center. Just make sure any manure is well aged to avoid burning your plants with excess nitrogen. In addition to compost, evaluate whether your soil needs specific amendments. For example, if a soil test reveals deficiencies, you can add lime to adjust pH, bone meal for phosphorus, or blood meal for nitrogen. Amending your soil during the winter ensures that these nutrients have time to integrate fully, creating an ideal environment for your plants when spring arrives. Fun fact: earthworms, the unsung heroes of your garden, thrive in nutrient-rich soil. Adding organic material like compost encourages their activity, which naturally aerates the soil and improves its fertility. The more earthworms you have, the healthier your garden will be. Now let's talk a little bit about managing cover crops or preparing your soil without them. If you planted cover crops earlier in the season as we approach spring, now is the time to manage them. Cover crops like clover, rye, or vetch protect your soil from erosion, suppress weeds, and replenish vital nutrients over the winter. As the weather warms and you prepare for spring planting, you'll need to terminate these crops. This can be done by cutting them down and leaving the organic material on top of the soil as mulch, or incorporating it into the soil for added nutrients. Not using cover crops? No problem. You can still prepare your soil for spring by clearing away any leftover debris from last season and adding a layer of organic matter, such as compost or aged manure. This mimics the nutrient-boosting effects of cover crops without the need to plant them in advance. Pro tip: mulching over the winter can also act as a temporary protective cover for bare soil. Straw, shredded leaves, or wood chips work wonders for preventing soil compaction and maintaining moisture levels, setting the stage for a thriving garden in spring. Fun fact: some gardeners use green manure as an alternative to traditional cover crops. These are fast-growing plants, like mustard or radish, that can be sown in early fall and incorporated into the soil before winter to supercharge soil fertility. Why wait for the last frost to start planting? The biggest part of preparing your garden for spring is deciding what to plant. While not all fruits and vegetables will be started in spring, many are, and now is the perfect time to give some thought to what you'd like to grow. A key piece of advice: plant what you love to eat. Unless you're planning to sell produce at your local farmer's market, it doesn't make much sense to grow fruits or vegetables you don't enjoy. Your garden space, whether a backyard plot, raised beds, or a small patio, should be reserved for what truly brings value to your table. During the winter months, when the ground is frozen and heading outdoors feels unbearable, we enjoy diving into seed catalogs. If you're new to gardening, you might be wondering, what is a seed catalog? A seed catalog is essentially a treasure trove for gardeners, a beautifully illustrated or detailed list of a company's seed varieties. Some catalogs resemble glossy magazines, complete with gardening tips and plant histories, while others are simple brochures focused on seed descriptions and prices. Though printed seed catalogs are becoming rarer as companies shift to online formats, many still offer them. We personally order a mix of both printed and online catalogs, with a favorite being the Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds catalog. They offer a free rare seed catalog, U.S. residents only, featuring 164 pages of stunning photography and detailed descriptions of their most popular heirloom varieties. For the gardening enthusiast, their 532-page whole seed catalog is a masterpiece, filled with large photos, recipes, and inspiring gardening stories. Of course, come spring, you can find seeds and plants at local nurseries or big box stores, but the selection and quality often pale in comparison to what you'll find in seed catalogs. We prefer heirloom varieties for their rich history, flavor, and adaptability. Starting seeds indoors not only gives you a head start on the growing season, but is also cost-effective and immensely satisfying. Where to find seeds? Our go-to seed catalog is by Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, rareseeds.com. Another favorite of ours is growhouse.com, offering seeds and gardening supplies, and Seed Savers Exchange, specializing in heirloom preservation. We prefer to buy heirloom seeds. I know many of you are asking, why heirloom seeds? Heirloom seeds, unlike hybrid or GMO seeds, are open-pollinated and have been carefully cultivated for generations, often 40 years or more. These seeds naturally develop traits like pest resistance and climate adaptability. They're perfect for gardeners looking to save seeds, as they produce consistent results year after year. If you saved seeds from last year's harvest, now is the time to use them. Just ensure they're heirloom varieties, as hybrid or GMO seeds may not produce the same reliable results. It's concerning to know that GMO seeds are still widely available in the market today. While genetically modified organisms, GMOs, can increase crop yields and resistance to pests, many people prefer to avoid them due to concerns about potential health effects, environmental impact, and the preservation of natural biodiversity. If your goal is to eat healthier, grow sustainable food, and support traditional farming practices, choosing heirloom or organic seeds over GMO seeds is an important step. Taking the time to research and understand your seed sources can empower you to make informed decisions that align with your values and long-term well-being. If you're new to seed saving, stay tuned. We'll soon release a video on heirloom seeds versus GMO and hybrid seeds, as well as a guide to saving seeds for long-term storage. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss it. Now here is a pro tip. For starting seeds and growing plants that you will transfer out in the garden when spring arrives, you will want to invest in a quality grow light. While a sunny windowsill might seem adequate, most plants require consistent, strong light to develop robust roots and leaves. If all you have is a sunny indoor window location, relying on this as your sole source of light may cause seeds to develop thin stalks as they bend toward the window, in an attempt to reach the amount of light they require to grow big and strong. We will leave a link for some inexpensive grow lights we use personally. You will find the link in the video description. Fun fact: NASA experiments with growing seeds in space have shown that microgravity doesn't hinder germination. Who knows, your indoor garden could be the first step toward intergalactic farming. While you are waiting on those seed catalogs to arrive, winter is the perfect time to inspect and repair your gardening tools. Sharp pruners make clean cuts, reducing damage to plants. A soil thermometer helps you gauge when it's safe to transplant seedlings outside. Consider investing in seedling trays, heating mats, and a garden planner. Because we could never find a garden planner that we felt had it all, we created our own comprehensive planner. Our Buckeye Bloomstead's Ultimate Gardener's Companion Journal is your go-to garden planner. It helps transform your gardening experience and has been designed for every gardening enthusiast. It is easy to read and is packed with features to help you plan, track, and enjoy your garden to the fullest. And it doesn't matter whether you're an experienced gardener or just starting your gardening journey, this journal will guide and inspire you. We provide you with a list of the easiest vegetables to grow and the benefits to growing them, and provide a quick guide to understanding the basics of plant reproduction, like why is pollination so important and what you can do to help Mother Nature along. In it, we provide the most common gardening tools for every garden to make gardening easy. And we have a reference on what you need to know about garden maintenance. We provide tips to help your plants thrive and grow a successful garden, and over 20 ingenious garden tricks to help you have year-round success. We even have a section for keeping track of your seed inventory. Seed inventory, it helps you track your seed supply, what you may want to plant, and where you purchased your seeds from. We also provide a fertilizer and pesticide use and dilution tracker. It helps you monitor your use of fertilizers and pesticides. You will also find in this book 6 months worth of garden planners organized week by week, so you can document what you planted when and details about how your crop grew and produced, making it easy to refer back to the following year's planting season to guide. And transplant logs to help you do just that. Keep track of your newly transplanted seedlings you grow, water requirements, bloom dates, and notes to reference with each new planting season. We also have gardening logs, notes, and much more. Record your daily gardening activities, observations, and ideas. The right tools and gardening companion really helps you stay on course for a great garden, and will remind you each season as you refer back to this companion guide as to what worked and what didn't the previous growing season before. You will find the link in the video description for this video. Plan your garden layout, setting the stage for a productive growing season. Winter is the perfect time to envision the garden of your dreams and lay the groundwork for a productive growing season. Start by grabbing a notebook, tablet, or our very own Buckeye Bloomstead's Ultimate Gardener's Companion Journal. If you don't have a journal yet, don't worry. Any blank sheet of paper or a simple notebook will work. The key is to start sketching and brainstorming your layout and plans. And remember, if you decide to upgrade to our planner, it's easy to transfer your ideas later. Begin by mapping out your garden and pay attention to where the sun hits throughout the day, as this will guide where you plant sun-loving crops, like tomatoes versus shade-tolerant greens like lettuce. We found it helpful to divide our space into zones, labeling areas for specific crops, flowers, or even pollinator-friendly plants. Consider integrating companion planting, a technique where certain plants grow better together. For example, let's look at tomatoes and basil. These two plants are buddies in the garden. Basil can repel pests like whiteflies while enhancing the flavor of tomatoes. Corn and beans. Beans provide nitrogen for corn, while corn offers natural support for climbing beans. You will need to pay attention to what grows best during each part of the growing season. For example, cool season crops like lettuce, spinach, radishes, and peas thrive in the cooler temperatures of early spring and fall. These crops can handle a light frost and often perform poorly in the heat of summer. On the other hand, warm season crops like tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and squash need warmer soil and consistent temperatures to flourish, making late spring and summer the ideal time for planting. You will find soon on our channel videos that will guide you on companion planting. Knowing when to plant each type of crop ensures you get the most out of your garden throughout the year. Additionally, consider succession planting, staggering plantings every few weeks to maximize your harvest for each season. If you're working with limited space, don't fret. Vertical gardening can be a game changer. Use trellises, poles, or even hanging baskets to grow crops like cucumbers, peas, or strawberries upward, leaving more ground space for other plants. In one of our videos currently up on YouTube, we talk about growing hydroponically, in other words, without soil, perfect for patio gardens and very small urban properties. The importance of crop rotation. Crop rotation is equally essential for maintaining soil health and minimizing pest buildup. For example, avoid planting tomatoes in the same spot year after year, as this can deplete the soil of nutrients and encourage pests that target nightshade plants. Rotate your crops by plant family, such as legumes, brassicas, and root vegetables, to keep the soil balanced and thriving. For example, in one of our raised beds that we love to use for tomatoes, we rotate our tomatoes every other year or even every 2 years. On those years we don't plant tomatoes, we plant green beans. Well, here is why. Rotating tomatoes with green beans or other legumes is an effective crop rotation practice for improving soil health. You see, legumes such as green beans, peas, and other beans have the unique ability to fix nitrogen in the soil through a symbiotic relationship with nitrogen-fixing bacteria, rhizobium, found in their root nodules. During the growing season, these plants pull nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form that enriches the soil. When you plant tomatoes the following season in the same area, they can benefit from this additional nitrogen in the soil. Tomatoes are heavy feeders and require nutrient-rich soil, so following legumes with tomatoes can help reduce the need for additional fertilizer. However, it's essential to note that proper crop rotation practices involve more than just alternating two crops. To maintain long-term soil health, you should incorporate a diverse rotation plan, including different crop families, leafy greens, root vegetables, and fruiting plants, to address various nutrient needs and prevent pest or disease buildup. It is also important to include perennials and pollinators in every garden. Incorporating perennials and pollinators, you don't want to forget to think long-term. If you have space, include perennials like asparagus, rhubarb, or berry bushes. We have a raised bed dedicated to growing our asparagus, which, on average, once established, could provide anywhere from 10 to 15 years worth of asparagus. It takes a few years to really get them established, but once you do, these plants come back year after year, reducing your workload in future seasons. Not to mention, have you seen the cost of asparagus in the stores in recent years? They are through the roof. Additionally, consider adding flowers like marigolds, sunflowers, or zinnias to attract pollinators and beneficial insects, which help your garden thrive naturally. Our most favorite flower in our garden is sunflowers, and our pollinators, like the honeybees, absolutely love them. Check out our video on the happy sunflower, their secrets, and how to grow them. They truly bring joy to any garden. Now, with all of this you have going on in the garden, you know why keeping a garden journal is so important. Because, let's face it, many of us would have a hard time remembering what we ate for dinner last week, let alone remember details about the past growing season a year from now. Your Buckeye Bloomstead's Ultimate Gardener's Companion Journal will help you elevate your planning process to the next level and keep track of how well your garden did for you. At Buckeye Bloomstead, we're committed to providing you with trustworthy recommendations for products we genuinely believe in. Many of the products we highlight, including our Buckeye Companion Gardening Journal, are ones we've personally used and found valuable for our homesteading journey. Some of the links we provide are affiliate links, meaning we may earn a small commission if you make a purchase through them, at no additional cost to you. Every bit of support helps us continue creating content for this channel and sharing the tips and tools we love. Rest assured, we only recommend products that have earned our trust through personal use. Thank you for supporting us and being part of our growing community. Now let's touch back on seed starting. What are the benefits of growing your own starts? When you grow your own starts, you have complete control over the varieties and methods used. We love heirloom tomatoes. Growing from seed ensures access to unique and flavorful options. Plus, starting your own plants reduces the risk of introducing pests or diseases that can sometimes hitch a ride on store-bought plants. And you can get a quicker start on the growing season by starting your seeds indoors prior to transplanting the seedlings outside when all risk of frost has come and gone. Starting seeds indoors. Here is a crash course and simple guide. Starting seeds indoors is one of the most rewarding ways to get a head start on your garden. It's easier than you might think and offers more control over the quality and variety of plants you'll grow. While we'll have a more in-depth video on this coming soon to the channel, let's walk through the basics to get you started. Choosing the right soil. The key to healthy seedlings starts with the right soil. Seed starting mix is your best choice. Don't use garden soil, as it's too dense and can harbor pests or diseases. Seed starting mix is lightweight, well-draining, and specially formulated to give seeds the best chance to sprout and thrive. Look for a mix that's peat-based, or use coconut coir for a more sustainable option. Avoid fertilizers at this stage, as young seedlings don't need heavy nutrients early on. Planting your seeds. Fill seed trays, pots, or any shallow container with your seed starting mix. Follow the depth instructions on your seed packet. Most seeds only need to be planted about twice as deep as their diameter. Lightly water the soil until it's moist but not soggy. Overwatering can lead to fungal problems such as damping off, which kills seedlings. Pro tip: cover the containers with a clear plastic dome or plastic wrap to create a mini greenhouse effect. This will keep humidity levels high, helping your seeds germinate faster. Lighting requirements. Once your seeds germinate, light becomes essential. Seedlings need 12 to 16 hours of light per day to grow strong and healthy. Easy to control using a timer. Natural light from a sunny windowsill might work for some, but most gardeners find that supplemental lighting with grow lights provides the consistent light intensity seedlings need. Placement of lights. Position your grow light just a few inches above the seedlings when they first emerge. As the plants grow, gradually raise the light to maintain the distance and prevent the seedlings from stretching, becoming leggy. Use adjustable grow light setups to make this easier. Timing. When to start your seeds. Timing is everything when it comes to starting seeds indoors. It's important to know your USDA plant hardiness zone, as it serves as a guide for your growing season. For instance, in our area of Ohio, Zone 6, it's not safe to plant outdoors until mid-May, usually around Mother's Day, due to frost. Believe me when I say knowing your last frost date is crucial. One year, we decided to plant our garden just a week before Mother's Day. The weather had been unusually warm for that time of year, and we thought we'd get a head start. Despite frost warnings in the forecast, we ignored them and planted our carefully nurtured slips anyway. Well, guess what? Literally the day before Mother's Day, a severe frost hit, just as predicted by our copy of the Farmer's Almanac. On Mother's Day morning, we went out to check our garden, only to find every single slip wiped out by the frost. The seedlings we'd spent 2 months growing indoors were frozen, dead on the ground. Needless to say, we weren't happy. It was a hard lesson in patience and respect for Mother Nature. So take it from us. Don't try to outsmart her when it comes to frost dates. The Farmer's Almanac was right, and we were definitely wrong. Most seeds should be started 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. For us, that means starting seeds indoors in late February or early March for warm weather crops like tomatoes and peppers. Watering basics. Seedlings need consistent moisture, but not soggy soil. Here are a few tips. Use a spray bottle or a watering can with a fine spout to avoid displacing seeds or damaging delicate seedlings. Water from the bottom by placing your trays in a shallow pan of water. The soil will soak up the moisture through the drainage holes, promoting strong root growth. Avoid letting the soil dry out completely, but also don't overwater. Balance is key. Now, there are alternative methods for starting seeds. If you don't have seed trays, you can get creative with household items like egg cartons, perfect for small seedlings, but make sure to poke holes in the bottom for drainage. Recycled containers. Yogurt cups, coffee cans, or takeout trays work well when properly cleaned and prepped. We like using the red Solo cups, although the clear ones may work better for being able to see the root systems of your seedlings to gauge if they are becoming root-bound prior to transplanting them outside. If they are, replant them into a larger container if you think the plant cannot wait until you plant them outside. Generally, though, this rarely becomes an issue. They will probably be just fine to stay in the large Solo cups until you are ready to transplant them outdoors. For those looking for a minimal maintenance method, try using peat pellets. These expandable discs of compressed soil are an all-in-one solution for seed starting. Just add water, plant your seeds, and watch them grow. Be sure to follow the directions on the package on how to prepare the pellets for seed planting. Now, once you are ready to plant them outdoors, you will want to gradually introduce seedlings to the outdoors. Once your seedlings are strong enough, you'll need to harden them off before planting them outdoors. This means gradually exposing them to outdoor conditions, such as sunlight, wind, and cooler temperatures, over a week or two. Start by placing them outside for an hour or two each day in a sheltered spot, gradually increasing the time and exposure. A note on zone-specific planning. Understanding your growing zone isn't just about timing, It's also about choosing the right plants. Some crops thrive better in cooler regions, while others are suited to warmer climates. Check your seed packets or catalog descriptions for zone recommendations, and choose varieties that are well suited to your area. Now here is a couple of fun facts. Did you know seeds can detect light? Seeds of many plants will only germinate if they're exposed to light, which is why some seeds, like lettuce, should be planted on the surface of the soil without being buried. While other seeds will germinate without light, but require light the moment they break the surface of the soil. So be sure to read the growing instructions for each type of seed you are planting. Some seeds, in warmer months, can be directly planted in the soil. Again, you will want to refer to your seed packet instructions. Fun fact, the oldest known seed to germinate was a 2,000-year-old Judean date palm, proof that seeds truly are time capsules of life. Now that we've covered the basics, let's wrap up this video with a few fun facts about gardening through history that we found truly fascinating. If you enjoy this segment and want to see more, let us know in the comments below. Would you be interested in a full video dedicated to fun facts about gardening through history? Your feedback helps us create content you'll love, so don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Did you know Victory Gardens during World War II produced nearly 40% of the fresh produce in the US? Or that George Washington was an avid composter, believing it was key to a thriving farm? Gardening isn't just a hobby, it's a tradition woven into the fabric of history. We want to ask, are you planning your spring garden yet? Share your ideas or questions in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more homesteading wisdom. Your support means the world to us. As the snow melts and the earth awakens, your winter preparation will set the stage for a garden full of life and bounty. Remember, each seed you plant is an act of hope. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to check out our other videos like Homesteading Hurdles, How to Thrive in Tough Times. Until next time, happy gardening from all of us at Buckeye Bloomstead.